On July the 20th, 1969, two men did something no human had ever done. They walked on the surface of another world. 600 million people, a fifth of humanity, watched it live. The race had begun in fear. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first satellite, and suddenly the nation that ruled space might rule the world. Then, in 1961, the Soviets sent the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into orbit. America was losing. A young president answered, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade," John F. Kennedy declared, "and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard." He set a deadline, a man on the moon and safely home before 1970. It became the greatest peacetime effort in history. NASA's Apollo program employed 400,000 people and built the Saturn V, still the most powerful rocket ever flown. The cost was not only money. In 1967, a fire swept through Apollo 1 on the launch pad, killing 3 astronauts before they ever left the ground. But the program pressed on. At the end of 1968, Apollo 8 carried men around the moon, and they looked back to see the Earth rise over the lunar horizon. Then came Apollo 11. On July the 16th, a Saturn V thundered off the pad carrying 3 men, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. 4 days later, Armstrong and Aldrin climbed into the lunar module Eagle and began their descent. Alarms blared, the computer overloaded, and the landing site was strewn with boulders. Armstrong seized manual control, skimming the surface with seconds of fuel left. Then, stillness. "Houston," Armstrong radioed, "Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." Hours later, he climbed down the ladder and pressed his boot into the gray dust. "That's one small step for man," he said, "one giant leap for mankind." Aldrin followed and called the view magnificent desolation. They planted a flag on a world with no wind to fly it. 4 days after that, they splashed safely down in the Pacific. Kennedy's promise had been kept, with months to spare. In all, just 12 people would ever walk on the moon, the last in 1972. Then, for more than 50 years, no one returned. The landing proved there was almost nothing human beings could not do, if they chose to. For one moment, a divided world looked up at the same moon and knew that someone was looking back.